Hey guys, and welcome to episode 125 of the Upper LA podcast. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick.
I got a movie to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Also joining us is Tyler Switolski.
Hey guys.
Glad to have you. Not if you're going to do that, but also joining us is Adam Franey.
Raptors have won 6 in a row.
They did.
Great day.
Oh, I get it.
Great day.
Hey, TFC won.
TFC won the championship.
Argos won.
Argos won the Grey
Nobody
Cup.
cares about that, but
Jay's got obliterated.
Various
sporting events.
Yes.
Let's run down some of the topics we're going to discuss
calibers.
on this week's episode. Okay. As usual, we're going to discuss the last film we watched this week, as well as a few news topics. This week we got a bunch. We got some Tarantino Star Trek news.
I mean,
bizarre. Never thought I'd say that. We got a Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom trailer. We got Alita Battle Angel trailer. And we got a Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse trailer.
oh.
As well, if you did enjoy this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below in the comment section if you want to join our discussion. And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like our stuff.
Very important.
Please.
With that out of the way, Tim,
Yeah.
what do you got for us this week? You teased us a little
Yes.
bit there. So
Yes.
I think I might know.
We review films here.
Yes.
This is technically a movie.
Most of us do.
I mean, it is feature length.
Has
It
actors.
does have actors.
Yeah.
written and directed.
This
What's
is
it
The
called?
Room.
Oh, shit.
I've not seen cult classic The Room, and we are reviewing
Is that what it is?
Disaster Artist
We
shortly.
have not seen cult movie The Room.
Starring Brie Larson.
Jacob Tremblay.
I wish.
Good one.
This was written and directed by Tommy Wiseau, starring
I did not.
Tommy Wiseau,
I did not.
Greg Sestero,
Hi, doggy.
Juliette Danielle, and a bunch of people you have never heard of.
Including
And
Tommy
never will
Wiseau,
hear of
Greg
again
Sestero.
because their careers were ended by this
Yes.
film.
Johnny,
Ugh.
an all-American hero,
Or maybe a vampire.
has his perfect life upended when his fiancée begins cheating on him with Mark, his best friend.
It's like a Tennessee Williams.
It's actually very.
It's like Tennessee
It's
Williams.
like Tennessee Williams.
High
It is.
human
Shakespeare.
emotion, so much drama. This thing is terrible.
Also a black comedy. Yeah,
Also black comedy.
Yeah, retconned into a comedy.
Yeah, legitimately the worst thing I've seen put to film. It's horrendously bad. I watched it by myself, which is not the way to do it.
You're not supposed to do it. Like,
I did laugh a lot. Like, it is just outrageous. Like,
A lot of fucking.
just a lot of sex. It was almost like a softcore porn movie at times.
those stairs saw a lot of action.
Yeah.
Didn't know
Yeah.
it was going to be.
I remember
There's like
that
4
specifically.
sex scenes, like about 20 minutes apart
Yeah.
for like the whole movie. I'm just like, this is so
It's a bit
weird.
much. Yeah.
So weird. I don't know what to say.
It sucks. It
It's
just
just
sucks.
it's so
Defies
bad.
Logic, eh?
I gave it a half star on
It's
Letterboxd,
high.
That's generous.
but because I didn't want to give it a 0.
Yeah.
Like it's still funny, right?
Yeah. Like, if you think of it as a comedy, it's pretty funny.
I guess.
I read a trivia note that like nothing between the second sex scene and the birthday party has any impact on the plot at all. It's like a 40-minute span.
Of just irrelevant shit.
Just irrelevant stuff that just happens.
No.
But I think my favorite line, I will say, is, "You're not my mother. Oh no, you're not my fucking mother." So funny how the kid says it. "You're not my fucking mother." Love it. Laughed out loud.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Just
So
so
many
quotable.
lines.
Yeah.
But horrendous.
Yeah.
So bad.
Horrifically bad.
I will say probably necessary to see if you do want to see Disaster Artist.
Oh, yeah.
It does add a lot to that movie.
Yeah.
But it's a slog. I recommend watching it with people, maybe some drinks. I watched it like 1 o'clock in the afternoon
By yourself,
Ew.
sober.
on a Friday, just by myself.
Totally sober.
Shout out to
Otherwise,
Victoria,
I would
watcher of
Watcher.
our podcast.
One of few.
She saw the Disaster Artist with
Yes.
us
Was
and
not.
stated that she had not seen The Room, and she gave it 2.5 out of 5 as a result.
I think
Not
a
The
couple-
Room, the Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
Yes.
2.5 out of 5.
Brutal. I'll have a story about that for the couple that sitting next to me during the movie.
Mm.
Tune in.
Oh.
So what are you giving it? Did you give it? your
Ooh, it's
rating?
getting it's getting a 0.
Oh.
Is that your first ever 0?
It's gotta be, man. Like, there's
See Ghostbusters.
Nothing redeeming.
Ooh.
See Fan Force.
Did you see Ghostbusters?
Yeah. I gave Ghostbusters like a 1.5, I think.
Okay.
That is much better than this.
Much better.
Fan Force Stick?
It's a half? 1?
Yeah. Oh,
It's
wow.
still a half star ahead.
Jeez.
Still better than The Room.
Tyler, what do you got for us this
What
week?
do I got? Oh, I know you guys look forward to my reviews every week when I have them.
It's not true.
A 1987 film.
Ooh.
Yeah, right.
87.
Surprising.
You?
Ghostbusters 2.
What's that?
Nope.
No.
It was the wrong year.
Yeah, but I'm gonna change the description of the film a little bit because it gives away some things. A federal agent sets out to stop a gangster because of rampant corruption. He assembles a small hand-picked team.
The Unforgivables.
The Untouchables.
Damn Unforgivables. What's wrong with me?
The Untouchables?
The Untouchables.
Good
Untouchables.
job.
Untouchables.
The Untouchables.
This is your boy.
This is my boy. This is my boy.
Kinnear's in this?
I'm not that big of a Greg
You look like
Kinnear
a
fan.
like a Kinnear fan.
No more than
If I know
you
average
like
guy.
Greg Kinnear.
I
know you.
don't not like Greg Kinnear. I
You love
enjoy-
him.
You
I-
seem like a Greg Kinnear kind of guy.
You've
You'd
seen
have
all
to
his
be
movies.
Ashamed of
Flash of Genius. The windshield wiper one.
the one where he was the Matador.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Your actual boy, though.
my actual boy.
Connery.
Yeah, the starred
Oh.
Kevin Costner,
Yes.
who I thought was Cosner for the longest time.
Kevin
It
Costner.
is not. I've been saying that improperly the whole time.
Really?
That is a...
You learn a new thing every day.
I was saying that before. Was saying that.
Okay.
Okay, in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a TV show that Tim and I love. It's hilarious. One of the characters is Kevin Costner.
Our dream's happening. We're talking about it on air.
This is amazing. This happened right here.
Don't talk about that.
Love it.
It's TV, man. Doesn't bother me.
Anyways, Kevin
Bad
Costner,
Yeah.
Sean Connery, Robert De Niro,
Ooh.
Charles Martin, and then it starts S. His name is cut off there, so you can see him there.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Garcia, Richard Bradford, and it kind of goes down. There's not really anyone.
What do you think of the movie, man?
It was a good movie. It was
pretty
definitely aged. Like it's
Yes.
definitely
A little bit
Dated.
of a couple hook
dated
moments.
for sure. Yeah.
Brian De Palma? Who directed?
Yeah.
Brian De Palma did direct.
The baby carriage going down the stairs. A little hokey.
Very hokey.
Yeah.
It
I
went.
remember that being amazing.
I like that scene.
It went down like 4 sets of stairs, going.
Yeah, but the tension.
Oh, there was huge tension,
So much tension.
and like one of the bullets hit the thing. And I was like, oh.
True.
I was like,
Tim, shut up.
but yeah, great. And like Sean Connery was. I thought
You were going to say Greg Kinnear.
I was not gonna say Greg.
Okay.
Connery was Oscar nominated for this. Am I correct in saying that? Am I incorrect? Keep talking. I'll look it up.
Please.
Pretty sure it's
Him v. Andy Garcia was quite the verbal spat,
Really,
if I recall.
really.
In the movie.
Oh, he says a big old mustache. Quite a
Yeah.
bit. Like there's some slurs thrown
Doesn't he
around
call
there.
someone like an Italian pig?
A wop. He calls him some sort
Does
of
he call him an Irish pig?
wop thief. Something. He throws in a whole bunch of Italian slurs in there towards Mr. Andy Garcia, and then
Improv.
Garcia then responds and calls him like this drunk Irish fucking loser or something like that.
Not Irish, that's amazing.
Well, yeah, he called him Irish though. So
I know, I
thought
remember.
that was funny.
So I remember you drunk Irish pig.
Yeah, something like
Oh,
that.
he won.
Shut the fuck up.
Best actor in a supporting role, Sean Connery.
He
Amazing,
won?
amazing. Did not know that Sean Connery had an Academy Award.
Incredible.
That's
Your boy.
mind blowing to me.
Your boy.
I am-
Academy Award
I am
winner.
blown
just
away.
learned that.
I
And
did.
This is the movie that you...
This is my.
This
In
is
my
your last
defense,
scene and you know
in
you
my
have it.
defense, I just finished watching it.
Okay, that's not an
So
excuse, but...
It's a good excuse for me, I think.
Uh,
But yeah, it was great though. There's a lot of tension in the movie. I don't think it was Kevin Costner's greatest performance. There were a lot of like really intense moments. I remember him being somewhat cringeworthy. Like he did not he did not emote well.
Costner.
Yeah,
Oscar. Kid Cost.
Like-
He's a little flat sometimes.
Yeah, he was like yelling,
In the 90s.
and it was
He's a
just
flat actor.
it was like just like flatlining.
Yeah,
He was like
he's
yelling.
just
He's
kind
like,
of... He's
come on, let's do it like right here. You want to do it right here? I'm like, oh, dude, you can't yell.
I do recall a nice beating Robert De Niro.
Oh, Robert
Yeah.
De Niro was just like a savage in this.
I loved him.
Baseball bat.
Baseball bat to the back of some guy's head. Like it was like jelly all over the fucking table.
When he's getting his hair cut?
No.
No, that was later. That was a little later on. Yeah. But yeah, just good, really good movie. I really enjoyed it. Not a lot of there wasn't a whole lot of depth to it. Like it wasn't like everything that was going on like you just saw on screen. You know, there wasn't any. Wasn't like thinking. Don't think too much about it. 'Cause it's just
Pretty straightforward.
pretty straightforward.
Gangster.
Yeah, you
flick.
watched it go from beginning to end, and that was pretty much all there was to it. But I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
There was a point though, right?
There was a point to it. Okay.
Yeah.
It was not a slice of life film. Thank God. It was not a slice of life. Oh, fuck.
Technically, every
Nope.
movie is a
No,
slice
it
of
is not.
life.
No, it is
It was a
not.
slice of mafia life.
Don't pull that shit.
It was.
Don't.
But there was a point though.
There was a
There's
point to
difference.
it.
There's a
Sorry.
difference.
Unlike slice of life films where there is no point
Right.
at all.
Lady.
What are you hitting it with? What are
I'm
you
gonna
rating
hit
it?
this. Oof! I'm gonna hit this with a light 4.
A light?
A light 4.
Anything in particular you didn't like?
I think Cosner was probably the worst part. Like
Yeah.
it's just like
The yelling acting.
Yeah,
Like,
yelling acting,
I'm
and then,
yelling, but I'm not actually. It's not
yeah, and then like him getting mad. Like he got like mad and like did
good.
something.
I'm yelling.
He like pushed a guy off of a roof, and like he like was mad, but like it looked like he was like smirking at the same time. Like you couldn't really tell what he was like. He said something that really should have offended him, but it looked like he was like smiling when he did it. So it's like you're supposed to be really pissed off. This is supposed to be like a moment of rage when you kill this guy. Yeah, it looks like there's like an undertone of like I'm enjoying this kind. Like, it was weird.
He's not a good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we all agree that he's not good?
He's not.
I'm happy you guys think that because he's like a big star.
I think he's. Oh, I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's overrated.
Yeah, he's not bad. but
Yeah.
Is he like the Taylor Kitsch or like the of like that of the 90s or like?
I would not go
That's
that far.
rough. I wouldn't
Is
go
he
that
like the
far.
like they
Yeah,
tried to
it's
they
though.
tried to force him into like being a star, but he actually wasn't that.
Because he looks like a star. Like he looks like he should be a big actor. Like he should be like this powerful
He is
presence.
a big actor.
He is, but like when I saw him, I was just like,
I think he's
okay.
good in some things.
Yeah. Again, Sean
Take
Connery
your
was the
word
best part
for
of this,
it.
though, for sure.
Adam, what do
yeah.
you got for us?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good last scene, right?
It is a film, so
Well,
you're
so
good.
much
This is
better than
1987.
an episode of Ozark.
Oh,
First episode of Ozark.
all right.
I can talk about that if you want.
Please don't. 2017 film.
Oh.
Mm.
You uncultured swine. You're seeing something
Yes.
new.
Getaway driver for a bank robbery realizes he has been double-crossed and races to find out who betrayed him.
This is Baby Driver.
Real man.
Yes.
You hadn't seen Baby Driver?
Yes, I have, you idiot. I saw it with you. It's Wheelman, as they say.
Netflix.
Wheelman.
Flick.
Netflix original film.
Wee Man?
Original.
Wee Man, the biopic?
Oh, it's actually funny. Written and directed by Jeremy Rush.
Jeffrey Rush?
That's who I thought, but no.
Barbosa?
It's his
His twin?
debut, starring Frank Grillo
Hey.
of
Prison Break. Captain America.
Captain America.
fame, and I was thinking the horror movie, The Purge. The Purge fame.
Yeah, 2 and 3.
A nice, small but memorable role by, I think, one of Tim's boys, Garrett Dillahunt. You like him, I think?
Love me some Gary
I
Dillahunt.
knew it.
Oh.
Plays a greasy
Question,
little...
was Greg
Oh.
Kinnear in this?
No Greg Kinnear.
That's missing, though.
He was
Bill
busy.
Hunt's in Assassination of Jesse James, right?
Is
Is
he?
that why? Is that where the...
you
That, he's in No Country for Old Men.
Right.
Oh, wow.
That does
He's
it.
in
Yeah.
Deadwood. 2 different roles. He's in Looper.
Yes,
Oh.
he is in Looper.
He's in The Mindy Project.
Do you know his entire filmography?
I can keep going.
It's probably smallish. Anyway,
That was it.
4400.
Wee Man, though.
Wee Man, the biopic. Very solid little action thriller.
I'm in.
Liked it a lot. Hour
Is it
20.
on Netflix?
It's on. It's
on
Netflix
Hour
original.
20.
Netflix. Okay.
Yeah.
At runtime.
Great runtime.
Hour 20, 4K. So that's always half-star bump at
Oh.
least.
4K.
If you have a 4K TV.
If you have a 4K TV, it's
You have a 4K TV, so.
really interesting. The way it was shot, I think, is what made it, because it's a standard. It's kind of a predictable plot, right? He's a getaway driver. Maybe 20 minutes in, he gets a call from someone who says, like, "Okay, bring me the money. Like, screw these guys over that you're doing the getaway driving for."
Yeah.
When they throw the money in the car, just leave them, and I'll give you your next sort of like checkpoint kind of thing. And that's like the premise, which could have been pretty standard, pretty like generic, but interesting. Despite one short scene, the entire movie is shot from a camera mounted on or inside the car.
Hey.
It is fucked.
That's pretty cool.
It's like Locke with Tom Hardy,
But action.
but like an action movie. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, like the opening, like
You had an
10
action movie.
yeah, didn't have yet Locke.
No.
The opening 10 minutes is just the camera sitting inside the car, like in the back seat, all dark, and like someone comes into the garage, flicks the light on, and like gets in the car and drives like long take style to Frank Grillo, where he gets like, you know, picks up the car, checks it out, jumps in, all while the camera's stationary in the back seat of the car, and like he has a conversation with the guy selling him the car, and it's muffled from being inside the car. You hear it like through the windows. It's just like amazing sound effects, amazing cinematography,
Love
super
it.
ballsy.
Question: What was the scene where they didn't do that? 'Cause that seems weird to do an entire film style
Is that
like that
spoilery?
and then not do it.
I wouldn't say it's a spoiler. It's just a transition, I'd say.
Like there's like, what are they called? Like sets the scene. It's like city
Establishing
shots,
shot?
establishing shots. Was it like
No.
establishing shots?
No,
it
it's
wasn't.
literally just Frank Grillo switching cars. It's not a spoiler.
Shit.
Yes. At one point, he switches cars,
Oh, okay, that makes sense. If the cameras
and it like
follows him.
walks over the shoulder until he gets into the next car, and then it's the same thing.
They should have
That's
gone
fine.
like.
I'm gonna say
yeah.
I'm cool with that.
They should have just gone like meta, where he just like takes a dash cam out and
Yeah,
just like puts it into
they
his new
should've.
car.
I would have been all in.
That
So
would
like
have been cool.
hour 15 of the hour 20 is mounted on or inside the car.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
It's fucked. Yeah, neither did I. I did not expect that. I thought it'd be like generically
Yeah.
shot, right?
Wow. Cool.
And so there's like gunfights and crazy action sequences that just are like on this stationary camera where you're like looking through the windshield out in the distance of like guys being shot or some crazy shit will happen, and Frank Grillo will run in the distance like into the forefront and jump back in the car and like go again, or like it'll cut to like a camera mounted on the roof of the car, or if it's like a car chase scene, he's getting chased down by this like hitman. Yeah, it was just really intense little thriller. The only thing I think like the reason I didn't absolutely love it is Frank Grillo himself.
Not a Grillo guy.
He's just fine.
Yeah, he's very fine. He's not the strongest actor.
Not the strongest lead, I don't think.
No,
Yeah.
and he has like an evil face.
Yeah.
Like he looks like a thug number 3 on the left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like he would have been a good Punisher.
yeah, like that was like a common like fan casting,
Yeah.
which he would have been. Like he smiles once in the movie.
Who did he play in the
In the
Marvel
movie?
universe again?
Crossbones.
Crossbones, right.
Yeah.
Similar to
Yeah.
Punisher.
Yeah,
Skulls.
Yeah.
it's just not great.
Yeah, death. Yeah.
I don't know. They try to humanize him by like throughout the movie he's taking like Bluetooth calls from his daughter and like catching up with her, and like they have this strained relationship, and he's like, "Oh, I love you, miss you, blah blah blah."
So, since this was all shot the style it was, would you say this is a slice of life film?
No, not by
There's
your
a clear
definition.
point?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a
Not by
clear,
my point. Not by my definition. Okay.
clear point.
Okay.
Clear point. There may or may not be a 1980s Porsche that he switches into.
Really?
I will put. I mean,
That's a right up.
it might
Ty's
be
alley.
hitting a special button for you, if you know what I'm saying.
I will confirm.
Yeah, I'd give it light 4. Light 4, very
I'm in.
solid.
I'm in.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think you guys will like it. It's
Damn,
better,
light 4.
better than I expected for sure.
All right.
Yeah. When I saw
That's
the
like Wheelman.
poster for it, I was like, this is a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like some cheap like Netflix bullshit. Like,
Trying to capitalize on
Garbage.
like Baby Driver and like
Literally.
Drive and stuff.
but no, it's shockingly good. Check it out.
All right.
Check it out.
Vintage 911.
Wee man.
I watched a little
Nice
flick
car.
this week, inspired by the film we're talking about this week, The Disaster Artist. I watched a little film about the making of a movie.
Mm.
Tim's looking at it right now. Day for Night, which I have it right here.
Oh,
Day for Night
shit.
Criterion.
from Francois
Of course it's
Truffaut.
Criterion.
Mm.
A committed film director struggles to complete his movie while coping with the myriad of crises, personal and professional, among the cast and crew. So it's basically like a movie within a movie.
My favorite. I love that.
Truffaut is basically, he's playing himself basically, but he has actually playing a character. He's not actually playing. It's not like Truffaut, right? but
he's
he's
in it.
basically playing himself.
But he's
Essentially
in it.
playing himself. He is in it.
And he plays the director.
He plays the director.
Hmm.
And like all the stars, they
knows.
don't have their own names, but they're pretty much playing themselves. And yeah, it's great. It won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Film that year.
Oh shit!
And
What year was this, sorry?
Yeah, what year?
1973.
Oh.
It's just so sad of his decade. That he
I was thinking like 87. Oh, it's going to be the same year that Connor? Yeah.
58 to like 68 was like his decade.
Mm.
This is a little bit after his sort of
Yeah.
breakout.
His prime, if
Yeah.
you will.
But one might say, well, this is one of his best movies. It does have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and although doesn't mean not everyone liked it. I did find out in the special features of this film that Godard, I don't know if you know Godard,
Of course.
the director, they were friends. They were both French New Wave directors, and they were friends. And they sort of had a bit of a falling out, and he despised this movie.
Oh,
He thought it was atrocious.
savage.
Wow.
Um,
Strong word.
There's one of the special features that goes into this, how Godard wrote him a letter, like a scathing letter about the film and how it's like twisted and all this shit, and how it's like, this isn't what filmmaking is like. It's bullshit.
He's
And,
bullshit.
it's bullshit.
Good hype.
And then Truffaut wrote this like famous letter back, like called him like a little shit and stuff, and like went off on him. That they didn't come out until like the 80s, like that this
Shit.
letter was written at the time. Anyways, it's also starring Jacqueline Bisset, Jean-Pierre Aumont, Valentina Cortese, who was nominated for Best Supporting Actor or Actress for this film. Which is kind of odd to me that a Best Foreign Film, like a film in the foreign film category,
Yeah.
had an acting nomination.
That's
How
pretty
rare
cool.
is that?
Last
Very
year.
rare. Last year happened last year, but it's rare that it happens.
Very.
What was last year?
Oh.
Natalie
Can't
Hubert.
remember her name. Yeah.
Oh, right. But it's very
That's
uncommon,
very
I
uncommon,
feel.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason,
Super uncommon.
it seems like
Never
whenever
happens.
foreign
I think,
films...
what's
like,
his face from that Nazi movie? Life is Beautiful.
Yeah.
He won?
Yeah.
every
But
so-
yeah, just like
every
every
so
so
often,
often, it's
yeah.
super rare. Oh yeah.
Super rare. She was just nominated. She didn't win.
Especially go up with like big contenders like household names. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You have to be extra good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
No
basically...
Kevin Costner.
I always wondered, like, what's the name of the movie? Like, Day for Night? That's so weird.
Yeah. What is
But
that mean?
it's just that it's a name for a type of shot, which was a night scene shot during the daytime.
Mm.
So it's called the Day for Night,
What?
the shot, because they shoot it during the daytime, but they put a filter on the camera. Because the way they treat the film, that makes it look like nighttime.
Damn.
What the fuck?
That's
I
wild.
didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
bizarre,
know
right?
it's
I didn't know that was
possible.
a thing.
Wow. I want to check that out. now.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a really cool film. I almost wish, like, I want to see directors like do a movie like this, like current directors, like some of my favorite directors, do a film that's like them directing a film, but it's like a film within a film.
Like
Inception.
Disaster Artist.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Well, that's. I mean, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's more like comedy, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's about
We think.
a real movie. This is sort of a fake. Like, there's all the plot surrounding like all the crises that the actors on the set and all the people during the movie are having.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of like it's like fiction, but it's not like based on a real story. But I don't know. It's a cool look,
Yeah.
sort of look behind the curtain of like how a film's made, and you see Truffaut having to like deal with all this shit. Like, everyone's coming to him asking like questions. Everyone's got questions. What do you think of this? What do you think? Can you look at this like prop and talk to this person and deal with this problem? And it's that's good. And all the performances were great. It seemed very realistic, and yeah, I definitely recommend it.
All right.
It's
Yoink. No, I'll bring your other one back first.
it's good. Day for Night.
Yeah.
Interesting little note. It was in French. It was called La Nuit Américaine, which is like American Night,
Mm.
which is the name of the shot
American.
in French.
Interesting.
And
Oh.
the name of that shot, that type of shot in English, is A Day for Night. But the name of the shot in French is,
That's weird.
American Night.
Weird.
So in the English version, they called it A Day for Night because that's the name of the shot.
Nice.
It wasn't a direct. They didn't call it American Night.
Yeah, they call it different.
They called it A Day for Night.
Like
I don't
it.
know. It's just an interesting
Interesting.
I
little
like it.
tidbit there.
I like it.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Nice.
4 out of 5.
Check it out. Solid
All
flick.
right.
I was thoroughly
Yeah.
engrossed the whole time. I was
I
into it.
like 4.
I was just into it. Just it seemed like almost like a documentary.
Mine was a 0.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
4's all around.
Let's move on into our news segment, we got a few topics to discuss.
0.
Let's start off with a little news, which it's early days on this one. I don't know if it's fully confirmed, but wheels are turning quickly with Paramount.
That's what we're talking about.
And Quentin Tarantino
There it is.
is in talks. Has a story idea for a Star Trek film.
Wild.
And Paramount has assembled a team of writers to flesh out a script for an R-rated Star Trek film based on Tarantino's story idea. Tim, what do you think of this?
I heard it's going to be R-rated, or if they want Tarantino to direct it, he has insisted on an R rating.
Right, okay, so it hasn't been confirmed.
So I could see that not happening.
Right.
And them going PG-13.
It's like Sam Jackson's
you
getting
make money.
destroyed in this.
But
they might go the Deadpool-like route and go for something that, they've been doing PG. Didn't work out so well last time. Maybe try for something...
Progressively less money the last 3 Star Trek.
Yeah.
that's true. Go big.
So,
It's interesting.
bizarre.
It's bizarre. Knowing Tarantino personally,
As you do.
Your boy.
I would say it's probably like a big throwback to the '60s version.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely probably some of the most interesting news I've heard in a while. Like when I first saw the headline, I was like, "Oh, this is definitely fake news." And then like I saw it on 3 other websites. I was like,
There might be
"Is there
something
something
there.
to this? Is this happening?"
You said
And then I
like
saw
the
articles
most
for it like the
elaborate
next day.
sweet
I'm
prank
like,
ever.
"Oh shit!" So I'm interested to see where this goes, where this lands. It is bizarre.
Adam, what are your thoughts on this?
Bizarre.
I know you love Tarantino.
I worship at the altar of Tarantino.
Yeah.
As you might have guessed, pretty hype.
Mhm.
Although I do understand the naysayers that are like, that's going to be fucking bizarre to see like Tarantino's style merge with Star Trek. I was never a Star Trek fan. Like I like the J.J. Abrams ones.
Mhm.
Nothing like the other Star Trek.
Right. Apparently that's nothing like.
No, it's nothing like Star Trek.
Nothing like that.
I've never even seen any Star Trek other than J.J. Abrams. I should also say that. So I'm excited because I'm just excited to see Tarantino do sci-fi if he were to direct. Like get outside his wheelhouse a bit, I think it'd be awesome. A little disappointed that he wouldn't write it, especially if he wants it to be rated R.
That's weird that he has an idea, but he wouldn't be writing it.
Yeah.
Well, he's currently in the middle of sort of setting up his next film, the Manson one. So he has a lot on his plate right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess he doesn't have time to write.
he doesn't have time. It's
Well, I
one of those
guess-
things like I'm sure he would do it if he had time.
Well, that also depends on how much of an idea he really has. Like, what if he has like just like one golden nugget, and like that's really that's really all he's got. But he
I'm
doesn't
sure
have-
it's more than just like
Yeah.
it's like Star Trek, but Mad Max, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's probably more than
Yeah.
something like just a mashup of like ideas, or like, oh, what if we remake this episode?
Yeah.
I did hear a rumor. I've been following this. He said on TMZ like months ago that he wanted to do it, and I was like, "What? Is he drunk? That's never happening."
Well, he went into detail about a specific episode that he really enjoyed.
That's what I was gonna say.
He would love to see it made into a film.
That's what a report.
Oh.
There's like a report that said he pitched like making a film version of a certain episode. I don't remember. It said it in the report. Like I said, I know nothing about Star Trek, but it's like a fan favorite episode. But yeah, I think it'd be cool. And my question was, do you guys think he'll be going full like reboot, standalone, like recast?
Yeah,
Will he be inheriting the current cast? Because I can't see Tarantino. It's one like I couldn't even see him giving up writing it. Like that's a lot of creative control to give away. I certainly don't see him like not wanting to cast his own Captain Kirk because he's like a massive Star Trek nut.
I'd like to see the current cast remain.
I like the cast.
Yeah,
Because I think they're well
I like
cast.
them.
I think they make. They're likable.
Yeah.
They
I'd like
fit
to see
well
them
in their
remain
roles.
if he wants them to. I want like whatever he wants. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want him
Yeah.
to be given full, complete control. I hope they're not like, no, you have to keep these people if he doesn't like them.
Right.
But I know he loves Simon Pegg, so.
Oh.
To me, it's odd. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how good of a fit he is for this franchise, to be honest. Like his style. I mean, I'm sure if he has a good,
It'll stick out.
it just seems odd to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems bizarre.
Like, I guess I'm in, but it's
Like,
a very odd
It's gonna
choice.
be
Are
460s.
crime films like
Yeah, like we're talking
Talkie-
like full blood massacre movies. Like
I don't Star Trek? It's just,
Yeah.
it's just so outside his normal range of things that he's done that, but also not really when you think about it, because he's very nostalgic
Yeah.
towards older films and certain genres of film.
yeah,
You know, with like Jackie Brown and with Pulp Fiction and a lot of his films
Almost all of them, yeah.
are callbacks. Kill Bill.
Could be like
latest
rated R
number.
Guardians. How Guardians is like that funky like 70s vibe. He's gonna do it for
Ooh.
real, like not kid version.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just so odd to me. I just can't really wrap my head around it. But it's Tarantino, so I guess I'm in. That's I guess.
yeah.
Ty, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm a huge fan of the movies. I haven't seen less and less as I go. I feel like they get worse as they go, but I still enjoy them. But I've never seen any of the television shows.
I have seen a lot of Star Trek. But
Yeah,
You have.
yeah, a lot.
Trekkie, eh?
Interesting.
Mom was a Trekkie. She loves these movies.
Really?
So she
My
gets,
mom was a tricky too.
yeah. So she's tried to get me to watch them a couple times. I think I might actually, but like seeing this just seems like he's got to have like a great idea, because Tarantino and Star Trek, like the two just seem so like opposite that I can't even fathom that.
Now, do you guys think this is part of his deal with Paramount? Like that they have like, well, I guess they have first pass at if he has any ideas, he's gonna pitch it to Paramount, because Paramount's doing his Manson movie. His 60s
Oh,
movie.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's the news that he was sort of shopping it around, right?
Was it?
And Paramount was the one that got it, right? So
I thought it was Sony.
no, Paramount. So
Interesting. That makes a million times more sense.
right. So
Yeah.
he's talking to the people at Paramount, his
Okay,
executives.
Of course.
And he's like, "Hey guys, by the way, I got this little Star Trek pitch. I know you guys do Star Trek. I got this little pitch for you."
Maybe it was like, we'll give you carte blanche on your movie if you boost Star Trek.
Help Star Trek.
Like fix Star Trek for us.
That would make a lot of sense.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
scratch my back.
There's
like,
something.
yes.
There's something there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
Right.
not a coincidence.
And
I
he's
don't
like,
think.
I have an idea for you then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He went like full fucking Tarantino.
God, he's terrifying.
They're like, "We'll do it for your movie. We'll give you whatever. Just take it.
Captain Kirk.
You gotta help us out."
Fucking-
Great Tim's bid.
I'm sure Paramount was like, "Look, we got Star. I don't know what else they have. What other? Do you guys?
Paramount?
Yeah.
Paramount, Canada's Wonderland, Top Gun,
Do they have Top Gun?
Lara Croft.
Tomb Raider.
I bet you.
Rise.
I bet
Yeah.
Paramount was like, "Look, we got
Italian
these.
Job.
We got these franchises. Do you got anything? You got any?
You got any ideas?
You got any pitches?
Throw
you
us
got
something.
any ideas? Give us something.
Yeah.
Help us out."
Get me on the phone with JJ. I'm taking over Star Trek, bud.
That could very well be something like what happened.
I also saw that JJ was somehow related to the story. Is he doing anything?
Well, he pitched it to JJ basically.
Okay.
'Cause
He's
JJ,
a
I guess,
producer.
He'd be the producer on
he's
this.
the exec producer on the Star Trek movies,
Yeah.
basically.
They they did what they have allegedly done here with Tarantino is what they did with JJ.
Hmm.
And a story actually came out that they're furious because he's been doing Star Trek movies or Star Wars movies
Yeah.
for so long, and now he's doing the next Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
So they're like, why did we pay you?
Yeah,
all
they
this
paid him
money?
a bunch of money to like produce like
Yeah,
movies for Paramount, and he's done like nothing
yeah.
for them
Just the
since
first-
Super 8, I think, was the last one he did, right? Or Star
Star
Trek
Trek,
probably
yeah.
too. And then yeah,
They're gonna
they
reel
paid
him
him
back in.
ahead
They're
of
gonna
time.
reel him right back in.
Yeah.
Unless this was like he was like, okay, don't sue me. Here, take Tarantino. He's a god. Don't help
Tarantino
me.
Star Trek. Well, let's move on. We got a couple trailers to
See.
discuss. We got Jurassic World: Fallen
Ooh.
Kingdom.
JWFJ.
Adam,
No
I know
one's
you were
ever called it
anticipating
that.
this. You were anticipating this quite a bit. You kept posting in the chat about it. It's coming today. It didn't. It's coming the Tuesday. It didn't. Whatever. Finally, it came this past week.
Right.
What are your thoughts on this trailer?
I was extremely anticipating this movie. Love the first one so much.
And
You do, right? That's
love
what I
it.
thought.
6 out of 5. No, it's not good. This looks somewhat better. Looks moderately fun.
Fun.
looks somewhat fun.
Fun.
Looks like a fun
You're
time.
being
It's
terrorized by dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's like a fun little
It's like a little
It's a
romp.
fun romp.
fun romp.
Fun romp on an island.
Dino romp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like a fun disaster movie.
You're really selling it.
I don't care.
You're very excited about this
I
movie, you can
literally don't.
Like, you
care
could not be
so
more
little.
excited by Joe.
Ty, what do you think of this? I know you're about to take a sip, but
Oh,
It
wait.
doesn't look like shit.
I thought the first one was good. Didn't hate it. I think it was one of those movies where I was like, okay, Chris Pratt. This could have been anyone cast in this. I didn't think that Chris Pratt had to be this guy. They could have talked about anyone. He did help because he was like Mr.
He's
Sex
likable.
at the time. Because he was like
biggest opening weekend ever at the time.
at the time.
Got bodied by Force Awakens.
Yeah, well, it's Star Wars, so yeah. So like the first one was good. I thought didn't love it. This just seems so. This story just seems so loose to me. Like we're going.
What story?
We're going back to the island to save.
they're gonna save the dinosaur.
One of the dinosaurs.
Blue.
Blue.
Get hyped.
Because that's
Blue.
one of the characters that they need to save was an extinct dinosaur. Like this is
That's
a
cool.
dangerous
That's cool,
animal.
right?
Why are we going back to save it?
Because it's just
What are
an
you gonna do?
animal. It just wants to live.
What are they gonna do? Bring it back and then do like number 2 all over again?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so.
We're here to make money.
Well, that makes sense because
You're
Goldblum is in this. So
You do what works, Ty.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood. You make money.
yeah, I didn't like number 2. Just a heads up. Wasn't a huge fan of Jurassic.
But it made
Jurassic Park.
Mhm.
Point.
What are your thoughts on this trailer, Jurassic World?
As a businessman, I'd probably not build a multi-billion-dollar park on an island with an active volcano.
No.
Probably a bad idea to begin with.
Well, aren't you fucking... Hindsight's 2020.
Fucking genius.
Like, it's just clearly, like, such a... Like,
Who did the ecological survey
yes,
on
I
this?
don't wanna, that guy's fired.
Who did that?
He's worse than the security guard that let out the fucking...
Dinosaur.
Who surveyed this island? They should have realized that there was an active
Whoever
volcano.
that dinosaur supervisor
That
was.
point
Duh.
aside,
Fucking-
does not look good. I think it looks pretty stupid.
It's like why? Why do they want to save this dinosaur?
It looks a little. It's a little bit like they're okay. Like it's like the dinosaur like apocalypse like
Yes.
like a meteor hitting the Earth. It's like dude,
Yeah.
let's do this. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Except it's a volcano. How are we gonna do it? We can't have a meteor. We're gonna have a volcano,
Yeah.
right? And we're gonna have them escape the volcano.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun, right?
As long as this is a
It's
child.
gonna be a
It's a-
blast.
J.A. Bayona, though. Get hyped.
That's the only thing I'm in on.
But it's a big
Because
studio project.
There is a really beautiful shot when that stupid ball thing that they're in, which I hate. But when that thing goes in the water and there's like flames coming through the water and like dinosaurs just like
Dinosaurs fall into the water.
Yeah.
I'm
That
like,
was
pretty good.
was fire.
Pretty good set piece.
Was
this
fire
looks
shot.
visually more interesting than Fallen
Jurassic
Jurassic
World.
World did.
No
but yeah,
Samuel, though.
I don't like that they're leaning into the disaster thing. Disaster movies are terrible. The first Jurassic Park
Rarely
is so
done
good
well.
because it's so like
Unique.
low key.
Yeah.
It was fine.
They're gone too big.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Yeah, it doesn't look good to me. I don't know. It just looks very generic and over the top. So much CG. It was all shot on green screen.
All the CG.
They lost the magic of the movies too, because they were so much practical in the originals.
Yeah,
I feel like they've
zero
lost that.
practical.
Yeah, and there was sort of that sort of discovery experience side of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how this was all like new and exciting, and now it's just they're just escaping and there's dinosaurs and it's
Look what we can do with CG.
we got dinosaurs jumping off a cliff. We got T-Rexes eating smaller
T-Rexes,
T-Rexes.
I think.
There's a name for those ones, but it's like Albertosaurus or something. Anyways,
Shout out to Alberta.
I don't know. It just doesn't look great.
You're out.
I can't really say I'm excited.
That run through that CG smoke, though.
In classic, he gets
was
like
like
covered by the
Bruce
smoke.
Wayne,
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne run.
Tom Cruise, Mummy. Get hyped.
I'm out. Let's move on. We got a couple other trailers. We got Alita Battle Angel. I'm a
Sorry, can you say that again?
Alita.
Alita.
Bad time.
Alita.
Alita?
Battle Angel.
Alita.
Coke?
Based on the best-selling
Alita Coke and some
manga.
chips.
I don't know if it was an anime, but
Manga?
the manga at least. When I first saw this trailer, when I hit play, I was literally like, "Whoa! What the shit?" Those eyes.
Oh.
Whoa! Freaked me out, man.
It's unnerving.
It freaked me
Yeah,
out.
Aubrey Plaza.
Now, James
Uncanny
Cameron was
Valley.
initially attached to this film, and I could see why James Cameron
Very
would be
James
attached,
Cameron-y.
because I'm sure he's like, okay, I want to have a manga like anime character be the star, and I want them to look exactly like a manga character and have giant freaky eyes. But it's James Cameron, so he's got to actually have a full CG main character.
Of course.
Classic.
He
Fucking
wanted to
James
do
Cameron.
it since Avatar, like in the 90s.
Right.
And then he like shelved it for the same reason as Avatar, so he
Like,
wanted to
the
wait.
technology hasn't caught up.
Right.
I'm sure people were like, okay, why? Like, why? What technology? We
Yeah.
see now in the
Yeah.
trailer, the full CG.
Yeah.
Besides the weird
Rodriguez.
eyes, because it literally is so distracting to me.
A little turned on by the eyes, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, it's in our
Creeped out,
psychology, you
Turned
know.
on.
Yeah.
Cute things are things with big eyes and small noses,
Yes.
and that's cute, and
Mm.
technically,
Have you seen any Snapchat filters?
Oh yeah.
Big
Oh.
eyes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a
Everywhere.
Snapchat
Everywhere.
filter the whole time in this
Yeah.
trailer. But besides the eyes, which is very hard to dis.
That's because they're so big. You
Yeah.
can't buy them.
It looks okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it could be okay.
That good, eh?
Besides that,
A glowing
Could
praise
be
from Scott.
fine.
This could be good.
Christoph Waltz, I'm in.
Surprising. Seeing Christoph.
Seems like he's playing a good guy, which
Yeah.
is nice to see him play a good guy like in Django, right?
Mm.
Yep. QT, masterpiece.
Oscar nominee.
Oscar
And
winner.
visually, the CG looks pretty good, I will say. Besides the eyes, still the eyes throwing me off,
The eyes are freaking you
Oh,
out, man.
looks good.
but the CG I think looks good.
Yeah.
Besides that, like I think they did as good a job as they're gonna do. I think there's that uncanny valley, right?
Yeah. Like I can tell it's not real.
Yeah, so it's hard to disassociate that, right?
This is freaking you out.
It freaked me out a lot.
You okay?
Whoa!
It's like Ex Machina.
Whoa! Just imagine it's Austin Powers.
Whoa!
Whoa!
But it did look as photorealistic as it's gonna look, honestly. Like,
I think it looked good.
and the villains, especially, they look like Warhammer people, like guys from Warhammer or something, like
Nerd.
giant, like nerd.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm not
It's
a
like-
nerd.
Yeah.
Like what's like StarCraft, like the Marines in StarCraft.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, like the giant like armor suits.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
I'm-
they look kind of like cool designs.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm optimistic. What do you guys thoughts on this?
Tim?
I don't think it looks very good.
Okay.
Could be like Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thinking it's gonna be a lot like Sucker Punch is exactly what I'm
Like Sucker Punch.
thinking.
I like that one.
I said it.
I think Rodriguez is a little overrated.
Yep,
As a
that's
director?
true. Yep, he is overrated. Spy Kids.
I thought the effects were good at times, and other times they were not so good.
What's that? Spy Kids?
The effects.
Oh.
Spy Kids 1 is amazing.
Spy Kids one.
Pure
is
nostalgia
amazing.
for that.
Yeah.
It's like it's
The
3D.
other 5 are not.
So the one I saw.
Yeah.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl, not good.
But yeah, I feel like the actual story is going to be pretty dull.
Dull.
It seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
You know.
A worse Ghost in the Shell.
probably a slightly better Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
I liked Ghost
I'll
in the
agree with
Shell.
that.
I didn't mind
I
it.
thought it was good.
I thought
I
it
have
was
some issues.
Okay.
It's fine.
But yeah, this looks fine.
I agree.
I'm confused about the effects because
Is
it
it the
looks
eyes?
real. No, because it looks real, but I know it's not, so it makes it stand out as being fake. To me, it's weird. Like I can clearly tell it's CG, even though like, it's a really good CG. But I'm like, you're trying to do human, but like the eyes, I think, are the main thing. Like it's not creeping me out, but I'm like, I clearly know this is not a real person. Like this is clearly a CGI character.
Like for example,
Yeah.
Like Snoke, for example, looks human enough that when I see him, I'm like, okay, that's really good effects. Like everything looks pretty much right. I can tell he's like supposed to be human.
Good
This
call.
person
or
is
like
clearly,
Navi, for
clearly,
example.
yeah,
Like they look like you can tell they're not real.
yes,
Yeah.
But the effects are done well enough. You're
Yes.
like, okay.
yes.
But they're blue, so
Yeah.
and they look quite different. So it's not like with this, it's just the eyes.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's the same thing with like
I think
what's her
it's
face
the
from
eyes.
Force from Force Awakens, like
Maz
Maz.
Kanata.
Yeah.
Yeah, like effects are really good, but like you're so clearly not like human that you look fake because of that. It's weird. It's weird. It's a weird, uncanny thing where I'm like, I'm not creeped out by it like you are. I'm just like, it's clearly a fake
Scott's hung up
character.
on these. I thought the CG was great. Like I thought it was like the perfect amount of like CG versus like human. Like I thought like they perfectly nailed like that manga look without it looking too fake.
Yeah.
When she's in action
She still has
scenes,
eyes.
Yeah. Scott, can you? It's not. Can you, is it possible to bring up like not bring up the eyes for like 2 minutes?
No, but I mean like they're still eyes. They're just a little bit bigger.
We get it. Scott, we saw the eyes.
This ties into what you're saying though, because it's not like
I wasn't gonna mention the eyes.
It's not like they made her like a square head with like a weird nose, like an actual manga character, and had like square eyes. Like they didn't make her look exactly like a manga character. Just the eyes.
Scott, I was there.
Yeah, the eyes are fucked.
Yeah, you're right, Scott. Eyes are fucked.
Moving on.
Yeah, like it. I thought it was like perfectly done though. I'm getting like a very strong. I'm getting a very strong Chappie vibe from this.
It's not a good vibe to be getting.
Didn't say it was, but I'm getting a very like a chap like it's like this learning. I think it was bad.
I was just gonna say that's not a good thing, but I like Chappie.
But yeah,
it's like
Chappie.
It's like an Ex Machina,
like
Chappie, Pinocchio.
Yeah, just kind of
situation.
Yeah, except the eyes are more fucked though.
Yeah.
In this.
Yeah, except for the eyes.
Yeah,
they're like human eyes, but they're like a little bit. They're just like a little bit bigger.
God.
Like bugs.
Next topic.
Moving on. We got a little animated flick. Phil Lord, Chris Miller, right? Am I right on this?
Yes.
Spider-Man
Lord
Into
Miller.
the Spider-Verse, which I didn't know was the name of this movie.
Me either.
I think that was announced with the trailer.
With the trailer.
Yeah.
Because we knew that they were doing
Pretty
an animated Spider-Man flick based on with Miles Morales' character. Into the Spider-Verse. Ty, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on this trailer? Animated, visually?
I love that in animated visually. Of course, there are many colors in this.
So many colors.
Colors were great.
Very nice color.
I'm not sure if you saw the costume. The eyes were fucking massive.
Really big
the
eyes. A
costume.
little bit like human, but like a little bit
Huge,
bigger.
but almost like a spider, kind of like.
Very nice.
I like this. I thought this trailer was really good. I love that. I think it was super ballsy that they showed a fucking headstone with Peter Parker's name on it, or what we think is Peter Parker.
Peter Parker's dead, for sure.
Yeah.
He's dead.
It's just PP, so I'm assuming it's Peter Parker. And like,
If you pause it and enhance the...
I'm sure it would say that, yeah.
Enhance.
That or it'll say Peter Pettigrew. I'm not sure. It'll say one of those two.
Could be that.
Only one makes sense, though. So I love they showed that, and then all of a sudden they just he's on the rooftop, pulls it up, black kid. Like I love that because I think that's super ballsy because like everyone's thinking Spider-Man, they're thinking like it's gonna be Peter Parker, But like I'm waiting for everyone to just be like, oh, like they're doing Miles Morales' story, which I think is awesome. I'm very excited about that.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the parents that are in the plebs that are gonna be like, what the fuck? They made Peter Parker black.
They made him black.
What the fuck?
That's gonna like that. That's your.
Get ready for that in all
inevitable.
the theaters.
It's happening. Yeah.
I want everyone out there listening. Prepare. Miles Morales is black.
Yeah.
But anyone over 40 will be enraged.
Well,
Any white
I think
males over 40.
First of all, I want to say I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Cool visual style, almost like cel shaded, like cool. It seemed almost like one of those like Walking Dead games.
Yeah.
Telltale games?
Looks like almost like a Telltale game, like the way it's
Yes.
animated. But a lot more colors.
Lots of colors. Oh.
Very smooth looking.
I don't know. It just looks very cool. Something we haven't really seen in a live action, not live action, in a feature
Animated.
length, a feature length,
Yeah.
like film. There's been certain games and certain things that look a bit like this visually, but we haven't really seen it done in an animated film.
There's a 2002, 2003 Spider-Man TV show that had like similar like cel shading.
Ooh.
I watched it. It's
Dope.
good.
But yeah,
That's
I'm in. I think it looks cool. I like the Spider-Verse thing. I always remember when I was a kid, getting the action figures of like all the different like Spider-Men, like characters, like the ones that have like 8 arms and like the weird, crazy ones.
The Man Spider.
Yeah, like
or Iron Suit Spider-Man.
There's so many.
So many.
There's so many.
Spider.
So I just like, it's finally being tackled, and we get to see Miles Morales and get to see these other Spider-Man. Different dimensions.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to do like a couple different, like, they're going to have a few different Spider-Men in this.
I hope they go ham.
Yeah.
They better go crazy.
They're going to have like 15 different characters. They're all Spider-Man or something like that.
Lord and Miller, they're going full retard. They're going to put every single Spider-Man in this.
I'm sure there's going to be lots of Easter eggs. But yeah, I'm totally in. I'm totally in. Yeah. I think once we get a full-length trailer, I think the plebs will understand. I'm sure they'll, name drop Miles Morales and make it more. And have different Spider-Man characters in it. And what are you guys' thoughts on it? Tim, let's start with you.
I love it. Love Spider-Man. This is such a unique story to be tackling, so I'm in on that. And then visually, stunning. There's one shot in particular. I think you guys know which one. That one looks great too.
Yeah,
but also where the city's at the top and he's falling, but it's reversed, so it looks like he's falling up.
Oh,
it's still fucking in my head.
Looks great. Can't wait to see this thing. Can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Ty, what are your thoughts? You in?
I went first.
You went first. I totally blanked on what you said.
I'm in. I'm
He's
very in.
You're in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
This looks beautiful.
didn't know you went either. Just so you know.
Yeah.
You mean nothing.
We didn't.
I'll go again.
Yeah, we don't listen.
Yeah, fuck me. It looks amazing.
Oh right, black kid.
right.
I don't think I get hung up on that.
Looks amazing. Looks like the '90s childhood Spider-Man of my dreams. So happy Lord Miller are writing it, not directing it. Robot Chicken directing it.
Right.
Good sensibilities.
Yeah.
I feel like
Robot
very
Chicken.
funny.
Love Robot Chicken.
Right.
Show.
I don't know. Just visually looks awesome. It's almost like stop motion / cell shaded.
Yeah, it's a really interesting look to it.
Yeah, it's like unlike anything I've ever seen. It looks.
I actually thought it was a video game at first. Like as soon as it
Looks
came
like a
up,
video game.
it looked like it was a video game.
Well, what I noticed when you look kind of
Like
closely
cutscenes,
at
like-
it is they use almost this like comic book method of like little dots.
Yeah.
Right, there's all these little if you look at a comic strip in the newspaper
Stippling.
and you look at it like this, right?
Right.
You see all the dots of the printing,
Yeah.
and you see some of that in the way that they shade it. So they it's a little bit of a callback to the comics, right? And they're sort of bringing that comic style, with the dark lines, outlines, and they're trying to bring it to life, kind of thing. Right?
I'm in hard.
Looks great.
Yeah, just that taxi scene though. Look at that. Like that shot, just looked beautiful to me.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of the Up Real 8 podcast. Tim, where can people find us?
People can find us on Twitter at UpReal8. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at UpRealTim and on Instagram at TheCraftPundit.
Well done. You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at UpReal8 Podcast. You can also find me on Letterboxd at UpRealTie.
That's good.
Thank you.
You can find me
Thanks, man.
on Twitter at Franny25 and Instagram and Letterboxd at UpRealAdam.
Find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below in the comments section if you want to join our discussion. And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Let us know what you thought of the eyes. We really want to know what the eyes were like.
Keep it real, guys.